welcome back, or to Farming Crossing 4. It's still such a weird name. And of course, I found me a little place to start. And like anything else, if you're building a farm, you gotta put some plants down. And there's actually a lot in this world. So I have to figure out what I need to do in regards to the size of these farms, because these things, I feel like they grow incredibly quick. Maybe because I'm staying in the same place doing other things, or I'm very distracted. But this is kind of what I start off doing, and I did this a lot, because with this game, there's of course a diet. So with that, I was trying to figure out how to make something. More specifically, this first time was a baked bread. And then, of course, I had to learn all these other things like dough. And they will tell you certain things you can do. I think this is really cool. You can actually get other bits of recipes just from basic stuff and get more of it. Like the one bucket was 8 buckets of water. Or I think it said fresh water. Let's just say I am not at the top of this learning curve when it comes to this sort of stuff. Because I was sitting here looking, I added it, and then you can see me real time trying to figure this out. What I have to actually add here. And I'm still trying to figure it out. Spread it, nope. That doesn't work either. And it's that bucket of water that was the greatest distinction for something this simple. I can't use the fresh water. It has to be a bucket of water. And for whatever reason, I had to put more coal in. Now that I ended up figuring out much quicker. I needed some more fire, basically. So it started. And I honestly don't know if it means I needed 2 pieces of coal to make one bread, or everything I put in there. Because wouldn't it just want to make whatever it can? So I put more in there. And we'll see kind of how well that goes. See, 3 pieces of bread. And the bread is what was fascinating to me. That specific bread has, well, that's the reason why I was really making it, was to get some more achievements, is pretty much as a whole. But the bread's interesting because it gives you a more satiated feeling. But eventually I spent enough time there, and I did not want to spend more time there. I just went off exploring, looking for resources, seeds, stuff like that. Now this temple, I'm not really sure if it's just more so for looks than it is for like exploration than loot. There really wasn't much in here at all. Like I think regular jungle temples have more loot than what I got from this. And this place is large. It's pretty big. I did not see any mobs inside. Not one mob. This was interesting. I just wanted to stop so you can hear it. The sizzling. And I didn't know where it was because I generally didn't see any mobs. Yeah, I'm kind of panicked at the time. I see the pressure plate eventually, and then I figured out something was up. But it was redstone. I think that's a really cool trick. But now I have a creeper head. This is fascinating to me. I don't even remember what time of the day they congregate here. But city center. The villagers always come to city center. I was looking for one specific one, and I don't even remember who it was. It was none of these. None of these people. But I wish regular Minecraft did this. Even just generic skins. Even if they didn't just necessarily name them. So if they all had the same professions, they looked the same, fine. But this is really cool. Because now you have different faces. And these cities, let's just put it this way, they will lag a little bit. Just to warn you, if your PC's a little under the weather, we'll say, like you don't have the cores. I even went treasure hunting because I was looking for loot, different things you can get. And I think this one, I can't even remember what that was, that disc, because I stuck it in a player and it just didn't make any sound. I love these backpacks and sacks, by the way. Love them. Love them to death. But from there, I just headed back home eventually and got back to work. Now this here is your market. I think that's really funny how this guy falls from the sky. And he sells a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. You can see all these different things. And it's not emeralds he's buying, looking to exchange for. He's looking to exchange for tickets. And that's how this game works, is tickets. As a whole. As far as what I've explored on this, it's these tickets. And with the tickets, you can buy all sorts of things. I feel like the payout's better, or the prices are better when you're exchanging tickets for these items. Because 32 tickets seems like a lot. It really isn't. And how I've been getting tickets is actually fishing. Just to let you know, that's what I've been doing. It's 2 fish. You can put it in the enchanting setup, even in your regular inventory. And it's just one over the other. That's how you make the tickets, just to let you know. These things scare the crap out of me. It's like a forest temple. I can't remember, or plains temple. Basically, it's a green temple that is not in the desert. And the distinction between this and that is, let's just say, instead of dynamite, they have creepers. TNT, that's right, TNT. They have creepers. I'm trying to throw a torch and accidentally threw my pickaxe, which fortunately I had another one on me, which is pretty funny. I didn't realize it was in my offhand, so that's what I threw. See, there's no TNT trap right there, but it's much worse than that. It really is. And that's the reason I spent a lot of time. It was probably 40 minutes in this space just trying to figure out where they were, because they're all around this middle spot where I'm standing, which is the dead center. They're everywhere. And they blow up all sorts of stuff that you might want, that is. So if you come into contact with these things, be careful, take your time, because see where all that oak wood's at? It's all the way around those, and that's where they're at. And then, of course, you have your loot as well. So, I mean, there's some good stuff in there. Eventually, I'll go in depth more on certain loot like this right here, that levitation. Okay, I want to show you guys something I found very, very amazing when I was building this here, is roofing. Now this, I honestly wish they've added it to regular Minecraft, because you don't waste very much materials. Like, this is a door for just one of these, not all of them. Other thing, trapdoors. Trapdoors. 4 blocks, 4 trapdoors. Which I like how simple that actually is. Now, it's just vanilla blocks, I think, that you can really use in here to make all these different ingredients, but those were planks. This is the actual logs. And you can see they have very different things you can use, but just that whole bed is just one piece. And then you have all of these different items that are in here. You can see, and still just one single log. And the other thing, oh, I can actually sleep in that. I didn't know. Okay, something that I found to be interesting, and I was trying to build up my resources and my tools because I need to chop down stuff and maneuver quicker. the tree chopping thing I just love. So if I were to just chop this, it says, see where it says 22 chops there, 23 chops here. And you just keep on chopping. Just on chopping. This is real time. You just chop away. Just keep on chopping. I wonder if it's still the same 3. You just chop. I'm just chopping randomly. I'm not looking for any particular spot. I'm just chopping. And then you get all of that. No hopping. Give me that wood. Everything decays much quicker. And that part's amazing. Oh, I didn't actually have to jump. I can actually walk through those. This guy's creepy because I think it's just some random person right there. But anyway, there's so many different things you can have in here. These gates, very interesting. These fence. This is 2. Mind you, this is 2. They will definitely look different if there's only 1. See? But those are 2. And you have these different fence ideas you can have as well, and the gates. So there's that. But I wanted to talk about these things. Now you can have 2 different styles of roofs. See, this is a steep roof here. This is more of what I prefer anyway. You can't walk up this. You can walk up the regular one, like this one, which it's nice. It's not too steep. So to make this, it's 2 blocks for that. It's a base roof, and then there's the topper. Now with these, of course, you can use even numbers for this stuff. And then there's the top that will go as well. See where it's 2 right here? So you can use an even number, which I did specifically for like those windows there, but we'll get to that. And then there's this here. If you want a odd number, this topper here, which is a single block. Then you have the base here, and then you have the lower part. Now, building this thing over here, if I can get up, thank you. You have roof, it's the one roof. It's not the steep roof, it's just the regular roof. But underneath it, I use the lower, and it does flip up like that on its own. And see how that contours in? That's all that is. That's right there. Nothing fancy, and you can even put windows in it, which are amazing. And you can mix and match how you want these. How do you okay, it's down here. This is spruce. This is all oak, obviously. But this little saw right here, the sawmill, is amazing. And the reason why I built this first is because this is where I'm spending time collecting from some tickets to sell to this gentleman, for exchange, that is. I built this here. I can come up here. That's useless. That's just decoration. Here, and then just start throwing and collect it that way. But coming in, I have windows, and these actually do open and close. It is kind of like a door, so you have to pay attention to where you place these as a whole. So if you have, I don't know if you can see it, you can see that line right there across the dot, that grayish line. That's because these are 2 pieces. It's not one big window. And there's a distinction because if you don't place these at the same spot, they will not open together. Those will open, and then there's these up here. I actually really like these fish mounts. Of course, you can't put, it has to be raw fish. Just a raw fish you can put on these. I did not name tag these. They just are that way. They're labeled, which I think are really, really cool. Cutting board. Now, all of this stuff here, every bit of it is storage. Every bit. It's all storage. Every bit of that. This thing, not that. This thing is even storage. Then you can sit here. I don't actually know if this lamp even puts any light off, but I thought it was cool. But yeah, all of this, I've been using the middle section so far. But all of this is actual functional storage that does not spin, but I wanted it there anyway. Now these lanterns, I think, are so weird, only because they do make a distinct sound when you run into them. Like if you're running over them. I do like how when you hold them, though, it's one of those, if you were, let's say, in F5, this is how you hold it in your hand like this, up, which I think is really, really cool. Where did I get this? Right there. And then these tiki torches, which I thought would obviously work just fine here. And then from there, I'm not sure. I feel like I need a storage after this for, goodness, all of this. And of course, it's going to expand and change, that sort of thing. But I need a lot of storage. Around my mount, I'm just running out of space in such a short time as a whole. And I need more storage, which is nice. But it's so nice to be able to collect wood like this instead of having to do too much. See, 4 chops. And you see my durability is still just fine. It's an unenchanted pickaxe, iron pickaxe. How cool is that? It's one of those qualities of life things. I still hate how they have this set. I hate this so much. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed it. This actually took me about a whole day to build, come up with the concept and kind of just lay it down. But there's so many small things here. I like the lattice as a whole. These trap doors are really cool. And I think it really works out as a whole for these things. Now this, if you're wondering how I did this, you can see I have this, which is neat. This is a fence. This is a coffee table that sits, you know, like you would normally put this and then a pressure plate or something. That's basically what this is, except for it's on the same block position. So it's on the top of the block and it doesn't go over. So you can technically put something on it, but that's what that is right there, is a coffee table, believe it or not, a stripped one. But I do hope that you are enjoying it because this one's a little different. I plan on spending a little bit more time building. Nothing huge, but exploring these small quality of life things because this was actually really neat. And because of this saw, you don't really use too much wood resources, that is, to just do all these small details, which I think is amazing. I hope that you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.